from bookmarking it or saving the links, you know, to go back and forth into it, to screenshotting it. There was at one point, it doesn't exist anymore because I've checked it for another video. You know, there was like a Twitter video website where you can go live. Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but there was like a VRChat recording of like someone playing like one of the old world games, and yeah, it was just them just showcasing VRChat and like what we can do and stuff, and it's pretty cool. But
hello, welcome back to Metaverse Degen. I'm Lion.
I'm Mama Man Raptor, and we have one hell of a guest today, because just the way I've met her, and she is.
I am Jewelreebox, world best traveler, streamer, photographer, cinematographer, 3D modeler, VTuber.
Oh,
holy shit!
Wow!
Did you get that out in one pass without breathing, or what? Holy Christ! Wait a minute. First question. I gotta ask it right. Usually you do, Lion, but I'm gonna ask this. How'd you get the name Jewelreebox?
The Jewelreebox?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess like I like gems, you know, rocks, crystals and stuff. And then also like I guess I've already thought of like creating a YouTube channel. And I was like, okay, what do these big known YouTubers at the time have in common? PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, three things. And I'm like, how can I make this like 3 syllables and be like, you know, crystal-y type? And then like a nice, like, you know, interesting spelling. And after like come up with a bunch of stuff. Oh, that's another thing. Like with usernames and stuff, I like to make sure that no one else has my username in other platforms. And then once I finally got it, I'm like, okay, that's it. Jewelreebox it is with 2 E's.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. How long did it take you to find that? Steven, fair warning, we're doing an interview. You may want to... I forgot I was on blue. My bad.
He's like, hey guys, what's going on? So what you guys been up to?
You know, that's the first time it's been my fault. I think most of our guests we've had prior.
What? A surprise guest. We have stevedarkside80.gmail.com.2023 9D.
So, what made you decide on your style of content you picked? May I ask?
The style of content. I guess like, you know, I like. Oh wait, style of content.
Yeah, for the YouTube channel.
I guess like. Okay, well, I guess the fact that I do have a background in video and film, so I wanted to, since I've seen online like people were making like, you know, photos or nice video or film in VRChat, I'm just like, I wonder how they can do that. And once I figured that out, I'm able to not only record it but also edit it with my expertise in, you know, editing with graphics and all of that.
Oh, wow. So what got you into the whole video and film in real life, and why apply your skills in VRChat?
I guess similar to this, it would be like the illusion, or like it boils down to the core of like magic. Like, you know how people would do magic tricks and stuff, and you're like, oh, I wonder how they did that. Well, you know, when you want to know the behind the scenes or how it happens, like, to me, that's the real magic of them able to make things happen. So that's why I got into film and video, because I'm like, I want to know how to do that. So then I could be like, yeah, I did that. And then now I'm able to do it even more in VRChat and be like, yeah, I did that.
Oh, wow. That's actually pretty... That's pretty awesome. How long did you go to school for? Or did you just kind of jump right into it and teach yourself everything?
So starting with my high school, I keep wanting to get into broadcast journalism because it was like our only class that I have available. but I was in art, I was in choir, I was in tennis, I was in girls athletics. So so I was like, okay, one of them I got to sacrifice so I can get into broadcast journalism because I want to at least try to do that. And I did. And from there, I loved it. I'm usually like an introvert person where I kind of just do everything by myself. But film or video or that class itself has kind of pushed me to interact with others to create stuff.
Hmm.
And it's really cool because it's like, oh yeah, people can actually help and, be on the same page with the same idea. And like, look what you got, what you can achieve, than if you were to do it yourself, which would be harder and probably not as good.
Oh, so I'm going to ask another random question. From broadcast journalism and from what you've done in it, what kinds of moments stuck with you that made you like the whole choice?
So besides making sports highlights, for football and stuff, I've made music videos.
Oh,
I make music videos by basically like recording like a dodgeball during PE, and then I would just edit it together with the song that I've heard on YouTube that people use to edit, like say their favorite cartoons, like Powerpuff Girls or whatever, put together. Yeah, I'm gonna be part of the cringe too.
Oh, Ryan, can you imagine her fucking editing a song and all you see is this guy getting smacked with a fucking face with a ball playing dodgeball? Oh my god!
Yeah, that's actually what happened.
No.
And I would repeat the hit over and over again for the beat.
Oh, wow. Love this girl already. Hey, I saw you on video. How'd your face feel? I don't know, but the ball hit me about 1 million times before the song was over. Yeah, no,
He's
great.
like, hey,
were you out?
He's like, hey, but did you see the video though?
Did you see the video? Yeah, I watched it 6 times in 10 seconds when the ball hit me that many times. That was great. You had to be there.
Oh. So how was it easy to go from like broadcast journalism to what you do now? Like for the slide from what you did in high school.
No. There was more. That's
sorry.
the beginning. Yeah. So right after high school, I went straight to college because I've been told that apparently, like, if you wait a little bit, you're probably not gonna go to college. That's to everybody to each their own. But I'm just like, I can see myself do that. So I went straight to college. Went to study for my bachelor's degree in film and video. Got a lot of hands-on stuff. Doing fashion shows, making PSAs, commercials, short films, independent films. And then right after I graduated, I got a job in, instead of making videos, I'm editing. I'm doing motion graphics, which I'm like, I only had 1 or 2 classes of that within my 4 years. I've edited car commercials, like the used car dealerships,
Yeah.
I actually met Burton Gilliam, the one who goes like, I don't care how you get here, folks, just get here.
Yeah.
He's so sweet. But anyways, we did his commercials. And then from there, it's like, well, since I know a bit of After Effects, like I'll make my own stuff. And that's still not with YouTube, but from there I do some videography or some freelance work for a boxing gym or other YouTubers or streamers, a musician, till eventually with VRChat, I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and, since I can record through the OBS, I'm gonna go ahead and edit it together. So my whole process is I like to keep like doing a lot of research and make sure that this is what I want to do. This is the formula. So I'm like, okay, I'm exploring worlds, and how am I going to organize? How am I going to organize it? And how am I going to tell it? How am I going to, am I going to rate it? Am I going to like interact with the world? Until I came across, I'm sorry, I'm already going on a tangent.
Don't
That's
apologize.
when I came across.
If you want to go on a tangent on what you enjoy, please do. We'll listen to all of it. We tell every guest that. If you were passionate about it, speak. We'll listen to you speak for 30, 40 minutes on it.
Oh, that's sweet. subscribe.
Yeah.
So after that, I came across, when I started it, I came across The Hunt for Mr. Whiskers, or basically the world called The Hunt. And I was like, what is this about? And then it's like, oh, an event that happened before, but I wasn't there.
Mm.
And it's like, oh, how can I know more about it? And I've done my research, and then I went, oh, like I found something, and not everybody's talking about it. So I'm like, I must tell, I must tell it and see what I could. Yeah, and I'm so proud of it. I mean, it's like a 30-minute video, because I've done. So anyway, sorry. After that, then it's like, okay, continuing on with my world hopping series of like, okay, with the OGs, world creations, and then I find another one. And then it's like, okay, cool. So instead of like, being boring of the same thing, repetitive, it's like, oh, here's a little, I don't know how to call the saying, like, here's a monkey wrench. Like,
Oh.
Anyway. Just a random pop-up, like, oh, world hopping series, mystery, what? Okay, world hopping, an event? Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious. What brought you into VR? That's the biggest thing. What brought you into putting the gear on? What was your curiosity, or what brought you into VR?
So it was through YouTube. I've seen videos where like people would just confess in front of the camera, and I don't mean like a self-recording, but it was just like one channel just recording everybody, like, feeling like they want to open up and say what they're feeling or what they're going through. And I'm like, it's weird because like in real life, we're kind of like walled up because we're just like, oh, it's either by how you look or your finance situation, where you live, or whatever the situation. If you saying how you feel, they're like, oh, but you're pretty, or like, oh, but you have money. Like, there's nothing to be sad about. But in here, it's like, no, I get it. Like there's none of that. It's just you and what you're willing to share. And I'm just like, that is like a nice, like, refresher, because it really felt like, even though you're there with your friends, you're kind of alone in a way, because you're like, they're not going to understand because of all of those things. So I did want to, I mean, I didn't know about a headset, but my boyfriend at the time was like, well, their headsets are expensive, but the Oculus Quest 1 is releasing soon, so you can pre-order it and it would arrive to you within 3 weeks. So I was like, okay, yeah. So I've ordered it, waited, and after fighting with the UPS because I didn't arrive in time for them to give it to me because it's expensive, so they send it back to their building, and I have to go to the building and pick it up, put it on, and my small cottage home just, like, all of a sudden that disappeared. It was just like, I don't know if you use the Quest headset, but like when you first turn it on, it's like, it's all blue and everything is in hologram. The whale is like going over, birds passing by, green shrubbery everywhere. And it's like all the possibilities that, you could do, or like all the places you could be in. And it's at the comfort of your own home. And I'm just blown away. So I'm like, VRChat, let's go.
So when you hopped into VRChat after seeing those videos, was it what you expected it to be when you first came in?
I guess so, because this was before, like, I guess they just give it to kids, or that parents are like, oh, I could just buy them a Quest headset now that it's a popular thing. It was just basically a bunch of people like 20 and up that are like, no, yeah, I'm interested in this like new tech and see what it does. I met a lot of cool people. And I love role playing in my different avatars that I could find. So it was just fun. I would spend so much time with my headset on, like just escaping from reality for like weeks on end. Like I'll go to work and I'll come back home for lunch, and then just eat for 5 minutes and then put my headset back on just to get on VRChat to see who's on, and then go back to work.
My God. Oh my God. She's a junk down the street going, oh, God damn it. Where's my controllers? I need my shit, man. I need it
Basically,
now. Fuck the sandwich. Fuck the
you're
soup.
not
I
wrong.
don't want it. Oh my
You're not
God.
wrong.
My God. Wow. I gotta ask this. I gotta ask this question. When you first put your headset on and you jumped in VRChat and everything else, what was the worst thing that you? Because I asked this to everybody. If you've seen some of the videos, what was the worst nightmare that you walked into and you go, nope, I got to go to a different. I got to get out of here. What was your situation?
Like within the beginning, I don't recall. I don't know really, but there was one where famous YouTuber, but I don't even know his name right now. But he's like always wears a helmet, like a night helmet.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly.
And
who
he's
you're
all
talking-
yeah, and he's all nasally and sexy. Sorry.
Yeah.
What?
All right. Thanks for the cheering crowd in the background. Thank you for the input. Thank
Sorry,
you.
I know
Well,
I
bet-
just said
What
I
was
was
his
so
name?
muted, but Swagger Souls.
Swagger Souls, yes, yes. So I don't know if it was actually him or just someone imitating as him. He comes over, he was like, "Hey, clone my avatar," but it's a PC avatar and I can't see it. And he was like, just clone it, and I'm like, okay. So I cloned it, and he was like, "Yeah, let's go," and I'm like, I don't know what I am, like.
What am I?
So-
I can be a hot dog man running around with going, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah.
The weird thing is, like, since as a questie at that time, you can clone the avatar, but you can't see it. However, onto your account, you can't remove it. You can't remove that avatar until you finally merge your avatar with the merge token or like making it to PC, then you can remove it from there. But I could not remove it for the longest time, so I guess that would count for your question.
Oh God, that suck.
Well,
Holy Christ, that'd suck big time. We're running around going, "Can you tell me what I look like?" I am looking in the mirror and all I got is nothing. I don't know what the hell I am. People think you're completely off your rocker. Like, can't you pick another one? No, I'm stuck. Help me, please.
So gearing back to the kind of content you do, when you're looking at worlds or things to do videos on, what do you look for in those?
Wait, can you repeat that question again? I
Ooh.
blinked out.
It's okay. When you in the type of content you do when you're world hopping and looking for things to do videos on, what is it you look for when you're searching?
So currently I'm still on season 1, so I'm starting from the beginning. I'm looking for the ones who've kind of built VRChat community-wise. At least the beginning. So I've done like Rocktopus, Naticus, I'm sorry, a couple of other ones. Check my YouTube channel, you'll know. But yeah, that's like the beginning, along with the event of the Hunt for Mr. Whiskers. So I guess I like to do like a nice timeline. So for anybody interested, it's like, you know, oh, okay, even though I haven't played it or probably never will, it's like, okay, I see like why VRChat is so great for a lot of people, or like why the OGs, you know, stay. Because our experience is different, or our history is different. Like the impact of VRChat is different than everyone else that just started like a week ago.
Oh, so may I ask, what is the difference between impact then versus the impact now?
That's a good question. It's a really good question because my experience, my first time experience is with the Quest headset, while everybody else, you know, I'm still bringing up the Hunt for Mr. Whiskers because I want to say like that, I'm pretty sure is like a crazy experience because it's still, you know, teaming up with the moderators and teaming up with people that are just really talented at the time, just, you know, creating worlds, just working together and create this event for everybody to be like, this is like Ready Player One. Like, or Ready Player Me. But yeah, it's like, worlds that merge, and they're like an event that's happening and it's affecting a bunch of worlds that we go very commonly. And then I get on here my first time, and it's like, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to people that are in like different parts of the world. So it's like, oh, more friends or more distance friends, or it's like, I'm able to hang out with them at the comfort of my own home while I'm hanging out with them at the comfort of their own home. And we don't really do that anymore. Like maybe like when we're still kids, like with the neighbors and all, but I guess we're either living further away or things are just not as close and local. So we don't get that anymore. But VRChat kind of gives it to me a little bit, if that makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense, because it does seem even the huge age of techno wizardry and more connections than ever, it does seem like a lot of people are kind of spreading out nowadays. I understand.
Lion. Lion. It just covered which way that she talked about, when you go to somebody else's house and everything else like this. Remember where, I don't know if you remember that, but if you had some food that you did, mom's fixing liver. Oh, I'll go over to so-and-so's house. Then you get there and they come back and go, why aren't you eating over there? They're eating liver too.
Yeah. See what I mean? I feel like that's such a 90s or later thing, but it's not anymore, because it's more dangerous out there. Well, now it's becoming even more dangerous here too, but it's more like you got to be street smart or VR smart.
Yeah, well,
VR smart.
To be fair, a lot of generations like you and I, our parents said the same thing. It's not as safe as it once was, but people like you and I still ran on the roads and hung out with kids and out in the back streets doing stuff. It was still like that. I'm sure the next generation will say that, and so on and so forth. I don't think times are changing too much. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, so through... Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was like, I don't know. I just been living the adult life, so I wouldn't know.
Fair point. So with what kinds of things have you learned in your whole trip and through your YouTube trip, looking through how things used to be? Because of things stuck with you.
Wait, YouTube? Wait, hold up.
Well,
like the YouTube content?
Yeah, with the content, and you're researching researching and looking into worlds and events and stuff, how like it sounds way back before. What kinds of things have you learned about that in the content you've been making?
I guess the progress of like how we record stuff, like how the quality has improved or stay the same for some. I don't know what else. I guess like how quick we are to keep progressing and make things better and better, from avatar creating to from worlds having like these amazing experiences that you're just like, you had to be there, and you can, because it'll just replay from the beginning, or you could just experience that same world or go to the same world but have different experiences. Like Organism. You'll be seeing new stuff every time you go.
Yeah. Organism is an amazing world, as well as the epilogue series he did as well. So I do have another...
I would like to meet him. I said I would like to meet him.
I would too. He's a genius.
An artist.
I do have a question for you. You mentioned the events of Mr. Whiskers. Would you mind explaining what you mean by those events? Because I've never heard of that before.
I don't either. Nope. I'm curious.
Okay. So I've already said a bit here and there, but it started off with Gunter's Universe, who likes to do basically podcasts or interviews with other VR enthusiasts. Around that time is when Ready Player One came out, and he wanted to implement that into the VRChat platform because it's like, how can you not? It's written. So because he had great connections for interviews and stuff, he collabed with them to create this event. He has basically a helper or a cat, a black cat named Mr. Whiskers, who acts as like another camera. So pretty good idea. He decided to use him as like the antagonist. Is that the bad guy?
Yeah.
Okay, antagonist, yes. So he decided to use him and say that he wanted to destroy VRChat. And he's going to capture this Easter egg that apparently can destroy worlds, can change stuff, like, remove the floor, the collider floor, or the whole floor itself, and you'll fall through, remove people from the instance, like whatever you can name it, like basically mod powers. So when he finally got the hold of it, that's when everybody has to work together to grab all the pieces of the gun to destroy Mr. Whiskers. And it consists of, I'm sorry, I think it's like 8 worlds. There's 8 worlds, but then there's other worlds that would hint at you, like, oh, you see this graffiti, like the MW, or like smoke or cat scratches and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, who could have done this? And it's like, wait, that graffiti looks like Gaia Night. So you'll be like, let me go to Gaia Night, see if that has anything to do with it. You'll go, and then you'll find more stuff, and then your journey begins. And then with a lot of, of course, with the word of mouth, because it's basically bringing everybody together, because they'll be like, what is that? I don't know, but I want to figure it out. Me too. So everybody works together, or be like, hey, I heard it's part of the Mr. Whiskers thing. Apparently not the black cat, the gray pug was part of it too. And it's like, no, really? Oh my gosh, yeah, let's go there. And it just goes on and be like, dude, everything is connected. What's happening? And it's like, oh, it's a contest, or I don't know if there's like a giveaway. I don't think it is. I think it's just bragging rights, or you win the Easter egg. But it's awesome that we have that, and I'm hoping that we would have that again, because right now VRChat seems kind of divided by VRChat groups, or changing your status to either orange or red, or making your instances like friends only or invite only, because we're trying to avoid everybody that's just ruining the fun for everybody. I really hope that we have that again, so then it kind of like reminds everybody like why we're here.
Why do you think VRChat's evolved like that, like in your own opinion?
I think it's just like the way that internet is, regardless, like once everybody has access to it, we're bound to ruin it.
Okay.
So very few of us would try to like preserve what's left of it, more or less. Like, hey, keep the community of what we have, of what we are, keep it here. We're gonna do events, with all our friends or our fans. Keep it here. Everybody else outside of it, if they try to get in and ruin it, they gotta go.
Well, I think over time, VRChat's starting to open up. At least from everyone we've talked to, it seemed like a lot of people want their events to be seen by the greater public. It just seems like it's harder to see, I guess, is another way. Like, for example, the rave community, it's hard to know it exists if you don't know someone who's in there, but they want you to be there. At least that's what I think anyway. At least nowadays.
I mean, I didn't know that.
Oh.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, but I mean, as in like, we still gonna have, trolls. We're still gonna have spammers, people wanting to ruin it. So, I mean, we're gonna have moderators to make sure that, they stay out of it, or that they, stay behaved at the event and enjoy themselves.
Yeah. Hmm. I do hope. I do agree with you. I do hope that does some events like that come in order to like connect people, because there's a lot a lot of cool stuff here. I think should be seen by people. It's a really amazing place here. So I do very much agree with you. I didn't know that an event like that existed. The events of Mr. Whiskers. To be honest with you, that's actually, how long did it take to find all the pieces of that?
Oh my gosh. Either 2 weeks or 2 months.
Oh.
Yeah, because I'm writing out the script or creating this timeline and being like, I'm wondering if that's accurate.
Mm.
And this is like without asking like anybody that's part of it, because like I say from the very beginning, like I'm like an introvert, or I'm usually like do things by myself. So when I was about to upload the video, I wanted to use a specific song that's part of the Mr. Whiskers, but I want to ask them permission. And I couldn't find a way to get a hold of him, because like he had SoundCloud, he had Twitter, which you had to like be friends with them or them follow you back, and then all that. But then they had Twitch, and I was like, and he happened to be live at that time. So I messaged him and I'm like, don't want to seem weird, but can I ask you a question? Or can you whisper it to me? And he was like, oh, sorry. Like for safety reasons, I just can't. I'm not. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, Mr. Whiskers. And he went, hold up. And that was Eon. So I was like, he was like, what do you want to know? And I was like, I was originally going to ask you for permission to use like one of your songs because it was part of it. But since you're here, I do have a couple of questions to make sure that my timeline is correct. And we went through all of it, and I'm glad that I asked him, because I did adjust it a specific part. And then after that, I was able to do this really awesome outro with his song. I'm done. So
Wow. So how did you prior? That's really awesome that he was capable of filling those gaps for you prior to reaching out to him. How did you find those other pieces of the story?
So a lot of intense YouTube research, looking up on Google of anything, like any keyword, like VRChat Mr. Whiskers The Hunt, Ready Player One. There's Wiki Fandom. Wiki Fandom was a really good one. That gave me a lot of input. And then, and Twitter. Twitter was a really good like archive of when it happened. So I went through everything that everybody was involved in it. Yeah, Mr. Whiskers, ARG, The Hunt, VRChat, all that stuff. And just basically put the pieces together, look at the date, and be like, okay, so this happened, then this, and then that, and then this person was involved, and all of that. And then lastly, I go ahead and ask him for the info. And then he would be like, that's 80%. And then after that, he was like, yeah, that's as close as I can remember since it's been a couple of years.
Oh, wow. That's pretty, I'm impressed you're able to pull all that together from like a VRChat event through those means. They must have taken a lot of time to sift through all that information from posts and stuff.
Oh yeah. I went like, how do I say it? I wouldn't say obsessive, but it's like that meme, I don't know what it is, but it's like, dude, this happened.
Oh yes,
like
I know
this
the meme.
happened and this and this. yeah, with connecting the red lines, like this happened. Like I wasn't there, but you gotta believe me, like this is how it happened.
Yeah, is it the same meme with a dude frizzled hair from like the Aliens meme guy?
Yes. Yes, that's it.
I use the exact same meme personally to actually reference how I describe what goes on in VR. Sometimes I feel like the guy when someone's new, like I'm trying to explain what VRChat is. I feel like things. I feel like that all the time sometimes.
Things and stuff happening. It's real.
We see there are
VR.
VRChat clubs who have DJs and stuff who are actually from the real world, who are connected to world builders who also connect to these other guys, and it's a wild time sometimes. But I definitely understand.
As he was saying.
How how did you sift through all that? Like, how long did it, like, what was the process from, like, for example, the Twitter posts, for example? Was it an easy process to work your way through?
It's from bookmarking it or saving the links, to go back and forth into it, to screenshotting it. There was at one point, it doesn't exist anymore because I've checked it for another video. There was like a Twitter video website where
What?
you can go live. Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but there was like a VRChat recording of like someone playing like one of the old world games, and yeah, it was just them just showcasing VRChat and like what we can do and stuff, and it's pretty cool, but like it was barely ever used, and it just finally got taken down. But yeah,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
sorry, I don't know the name of it, so
No,
it
don't,
sounds like I'm making stuff up. I'm sorry.
no, don't apologize. I can only imagine the amount of posts you've seen to sift through for the information. I don't expect you to remember all of it. That'd be very unfair.
Yeah.
Maybe every single YouTube,
I think it's the
Twitter account you've seen to sift the information, starting with the names. Go.
Oh shoot! Are you asking me? Let's see.
No,
Gunnar S. Thompson.
I'm not serious.
Jesus Christ! I mean, holy Christ! God, that's almost as asking her. Do you know your measurements for your living room and where you play and everything from down? Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not serious.
11 foot by no.
11 foot by. It's a 12 by 12 room. Why do you want to know? Just want to make sure I drive by the right house. Yeah.
Oh my
That sounds
gosh.
scary. That sounds scary when you say it that way.
I feel safe.
Hmm.
And I hope so. Hope so.
Raptor would never hurt you. Don't worry. Much.
Thanks, bud. I like the much part. Yeah,
What are friends
much.
for?
Much things. For, yeah, great. Yeah. Who needs enemies when you got your friends next door? And I'm not next door.
I said I don't know. I see the word degenerate above his name.
Fair point.
Thanks. So, yeah, right to the point. Yeah, okay. Next time, take me at my knees if we can get that close. They're real down here, but good luck. I'd be like a hockey puck kicking it across the ice.
Oh. Hmm. So, with making VRChat content on through YouTube, and then what you do in the real world, were there any similarities to what you did, and do you prefer one over the other? Hello. Welcome to the ad read
Yo,
portion of the
folks.
video. Hello. So,
What the hell, you nuts drop or what? What
I
the
don't
fuck?
know.
It's Monday. What the hell's wrong with you?
leave me alone.
Well, folks,
Yeah.
check out our shit in the bottom. You know, that crap that we always talk about that he talks about.
Yeah.
That is what?
Yeah, and the hoobly what's it down that way. There's a card,
Yeah.
Metaversedegen.card with 2 R's.co, and we have all our social media over that for you to check out. We have our Discord, we're hanging out. There's a Patreon link where we have a bunch of cool content, including a new show that we've been neglecting to continue.
Yeah, that's no shit.
Yeah.
And give us some advices on stuff that you think, you know that shit that everybody goes, oh, you need to know this and that and everything else we don't know, and we're trying to throw it out there, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. If there's anything you want to see as well, come over, join us in our Discord, and let us know what you want to see as well. Yee.
Yeah, give us some inputs, man. We want input. Why old man need input? I don't know if that works for shit, but it sounds like Johnny Five in the
If you
background.
want something input, I got something I can input. Enjoy the rest of your video,
Yeah.
guys.
Bye. Take care, all.
Okay. So similarities. I guess like we have the VRChat content platform and live action content platform. You can achieve you can achieve the same things. However, VRChat is more affordable per se. Or a lot less of a hassle. Because in real life, you got a location scout, which we kind of did earlier.
Hmm.
We got a location scout. We got to bring in the lighting. We got to like, get the audio equipment, camera equipment, all that good stuff. Make sure that everybody's on the same schedule. And that you have the place cleared out. Or if you're gonna do green screen, you gotta light it up perfectly so then you don't have weird blemishes and stuff. Well, in VR, all of that's kind of taken care of. Well, if you know what you're doing. So with the knowledge that you've gotten from in real life, you can apply it to VR and it makes things so much easier. So with the whole thing of like, say, wanting to record yourself and do stuff, I would probably be really shy or nervous or the same thing, but like I would probably stress out a lot when I'm trying to ask people to record me and stuff, and it's not how I wanted.
Hmm.
Or I don't want to be that very nitpicky. I want to be like, I guess like more lenient, but I just can't. While in VR, I can do it all by myself. It's quite challenging, but it's achievable.
Hmm.
So from, using the VRChat camera to VRC lens, there's even like you can actually add in your own lighting to your avatar. So you can go to different worlds and do like really nice lighting. You really can. That, that also applies again that you know what you're doing, or you've learned enough to be like, oh, I can light myself better or light up the background better with this feature.
Hmm.
Instead of relying on what the world, like not just what the creator provides in the world. Drones. Oh yeah, drones. So drones are expensive, but you can apply it to your Avi for like $15 or $18. I don't know how much it is now. But you can apply that. You can do all this cool stuff, have it attached to you, attach it to certain parts of the world. There's even now, I know there's like this new camera where you can, I would call it keyframes. Hopefully I don't confuse people too much, but you can apply certain key points to certain parts of the world and tell the camera basically follow it. So from following the key points to even like turning it and say, look at this side, then rotate, look at this side. So you don't have to, hold and control it and stuff. It's all set, and I have a great idea for it, but I don't want to say. Okay, sorry. Basically, no. So what you can do is like, you can make things like change over time. As long as like the same camera movement.
That sounds very familiar because we did a conversation which at the time of recording isn't out, but it'll be out next week. Last week for you folks, we did with a short film crew who used a similar thing, Penrose Studios, and when they were for one of their short films, they used that specific feature for. It's very interesting, the key points. Indeed.
No, yeah. So see what I mean? Like when you think that you figured it out, someone else has already figured it out. Or when you don't think it's achievable, luckily there's someone that already has done it, and you're like, oh, it is possible. Instead of just you going through the heartache that they did to make it possible.
In terms of like some of the stuff you've mentioned, do you have any experience with the drone work in real life? Like for cameras and stuff?
No, I haven't. I had this small drone. Oh my gosh. I had this small drone. It's called a Parrot Mambo. So apparently it's like a hybrid of a sports drone, racing drone, and a recording drone, but it records up to 720p. So I had the hassle of like, I had to connect it to an app onto my phone and then make sure that I can see it live and then have the controls connected to it. And by the time I can finally get it to fly and start recording, the battery is already dying.
Oh.
So I would go back.
Shit.
So I would buy some extra battery. Yeah, so I would buy some extra batteries. While I'm recharging those, I get the new ones, put it into it, rinse and repeat.
Hmm. Wow. That sounds like a hassle for the real life drones. Just
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't I rather spend like $250 for a small drone for me to make a lot of trial and error before spending 2 or 4 grand on a drone and then making it into an expensive doorstep.
Understandable. I
Hood
can.
ornament. She's got a nice hood ornament for her car now.
Oh,
Mhm.
drifting. There's that issue.
Mm.
The moment since I do like a lot of camera movements and do this, now it's kind of stuck. Now I'm just drifting away.
Yeah, it's a part of VR, at least with all the controllers and stuff. Now I'm sure there'll come a point where analog sticks won't be a thing anymore.
Oh, really? Do tell.
Well, for example, if you're look at the Apple headsets and some of the newer Meta Quest headsets, they're using hand gestures to do movements. Then there are other whole bunches of companies, both big and small, doing research into brainwaves and stuff and how that affects VR. And so with a combination of both those things, I think probably next 10 years or so, we'll have an alternative to controllers. Maybe.
What? Brainwaves?
Yes. So I'm going to use
Matrix?
Steam.
Yeah.
You know Valve Steam, the big gaming company that does the index?
Yeah.
Well, one of their headsets coming out, the Galaga, Project Galaga, I think it is, they have EKG and EEG built within the headsets that read your brain waves and then translate that to virtual stuff. They've been researching it for a while.
I'm scared.
Why?
I'm very
It
scared.
sounds dope.
I want to read my mind.
Oh, I don't think
It's not
it'll
going to
be...
do your taxes for you. What the hell you think it's going to do? What the hell?
That would be nice, though. That would be
Oh,
nice.
wow, yeah. We're going to do your taxes, but read your mind. Oh, my God. Hey, in 10 minutes, she's got to go pee. Should we tell her or wait, let her sit there and figure it out for herself? What the hell?
What I think it would happen on me for reading my mind, it's like, we ordered boba for you. I'd be like, oh, that's like the 3rd time today. You know me so well, but I can't. I'm on a diet.
Oh, my God.
I think the kind of stuff they're
Wow.
trying to do with that technology is they're trying to find the specific brainwaves and thought waves where you think lift arm, and it would translate those exact electrical brain signals to VR. So when you think lift hand, move index finger, point, stuff like that.
Okay. I could only imagine full body dancers using that.
Oh, my
They're like,
God.
they're like, look at these sick moves.
One of the only
boy.
active
I thought
parts of VR becomes non-active.
Yeah. No, I'm not ready for that. Mm-mm.
Fair point. Well, that stuff is coming whether you like it or not because people get interested in things. The next thing we know, we have a $3,000 Apple headset. We never asked for it, but it's here.
Yeah. Hey, Lion, at least you didn't go a gross way with it.
I'm trying to keep this as PG, even though my humor would say otherwise.
I know, but just think about it in another way. Thank God you're just not standing there and the day before you watched yourself with something you weren't supposed to, and your significant other going, hey, this was great. Did you watch it too? Yeah, but you're standing there, but you're thinking it. There you be. Just stand back and watch the whole thing from a distance.
On other news and questions, what have been some of your favorite VRChat memories?
What a segue.
Jump from one extreme to another. Holy shit, that just hurdled that one. Wow. Okay.
Let's
yeah,
just
how
take
was
a
some of
big
the,
sidestep this way.
step away and skip
You know
that all the
what?
way
You know
around.
what? Thank you for having me. I don't got a lot of time.
Okay,
I
fair
got
enough.
another video to make.
Thank you very much for your time.
I still got time. I still got time. I got room for more questions.
Well, since our guest is leaving now,
Okay.
bye, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go get a beer. I'll be right back. Anybody else want one? I'm gonna think it. Okay, so
What was the question?
Well, the whole thing was a bit of a joke, but I will ask a serious question though. With your time in VRChat and what you're aiming to do with your kind of content and with your real life, has there been any instances where people helped or guided you along? Anything of that nature to like help push you further towards your goal?
That's a good question. I don't want to make it sound like no, I did it all by myself, but it almost kind of is. But I did. Okay, so while I made 1 or 2 videos, it was like, okay, it's out there. Doesn't get that many views. It's fine. It is just for funsies, but it's whatever. But then I do get recognition, and that's when that kind of motivates me to keep making them, because I'm like, no, there was a reason. There was a reason that I make these videos. And then there's these people that are saying like, keep going. Like we like what you're doing, keep going. And I'm like, I should. Yeah, so I would be making them, and they would root for me and say like, I really love your work. It's not like any other, or they're like, I like how you explain things. It's easy to follow. I do get people that say that I talk a little bit too fast, and I am working on it. But at the same time, I'm like, here's the thing on videos though. When I watch videos on like how-to or tutorials and stuff, I can't stand the long intro. Like, just get to the point. Yes, your name is David and you do this. Let's get this started, you know? Like, I just, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm here to watch this, not to watch about you and all that stuff. If I want to watch about you, I will watch your intro video or your monologue video. So I guess that's why I do just talk really fast, being like, here, get to the point. Keep up with me. This is that. This the end. That is all.
Oh, I take it you're like that with your own work in real life too, the whole fast pace, let's get to the point kind of attitude?
That's funny. No. No, that whole thing is scripted. The whole like get to the point. No, I will ramble on and go on one tangent and then find a new route, a new branch of tangent and go there and then forget what was the main reason I started talking.
Lion.
Yes.
She reminds me of the commercial on the radio when they do the commercials and then they have the excess at the end where they rattle off so quickly for the warranty. Blah, blah, blah,
Oh,
but
the
this
warnings.
is, you know, all that kind of crap. The warranty.
You know, like,
you're going, what?
You know, the legal mumbo jumbo, some commercials will give you like, in case you have a problem, please consult your doctor, and then start listing all the things. I think he's referring to that. I think. Right?
Turn the camera to me real quick.
Yes.
Okay.
Raptor, that's twice now you've done foot and mouth and upset the guest.
My bad, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I feel like everybody would agree and laugh. That's why I'm like, wow. Okay. No, that's I would say I would get that because like I stream as well. So I do get bullied a lot in there. So I know that they would be like, "Oh my gosh, true."
Oh, I didn't know I was bullying you. I wasn't trying to bully you. I was just saying you have the ability if you talk that fast. Have you ever thought of doing that type of setup?
I took that as like, you know what? That's accurate.
It's accurate. I hit the head. I shouldn't use that new hammer I bought because I hit that nail. Ooh, ouch. Okay, gotcha. No problem.
Raptor, you should change your socks.
Gotcha.
That foot's been in your mouth a little too long.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I've also noticed as well you do a little bit of VTubing with your streaming. How did you get into the whole VTuber aspect of the whole content you do?
Well, I had like an avatar that's like a public avatar for a while, and then I see that people make their own. I honestly don't know. I think because my fiance wanted to stream, so we got his avatar like implemented for face tracking. Not intense face tracking, but it's just enough to like have the character move around and stuff while he plays games. And then I'm like, oh, I guess I could, go and make my own avatar. So made that, and my outfit was like the most generic outfit. I wonder if I still have it here. Yeah, I do.
Oh, it's 1 megabyte.
This was the first.
That's very
Yeah,
well
this is
optimized.
the. Yes,
Loaded
it is.
instantly.
There's no fizz bones. This is the first one where I have like face tracking, because I mean not face tracking, sorry. Gestures connected to like emotes. So it was like cool, I finally got that working. But like there's no fizz bones on anything, so me standing, just please don't look down here. Yeah, so after a lot of trial and error, I was like, okay, that outfit is way too casual. I'm not getting the attention, or I'm like, I'm not as interesting. So what can I do to kind of like implement more within my name and what I do and stuff? And that's when I'm like, oh, a traveler. Or I guess, well, it's called gypsy, but it's a slur. So, so it's traveler. I just really like the aesthetic, so I just want to make it look, nice and elegant and stuff. Put it together, and of course, add like the iconic gem on here. And then there you go. And I like finally learned how to add and then there you go. And I like finally.
Oh. Oh. So you mentioned in there that you made it. How long did it take you to figure out to make avatars?
Well, it's more of collecting assets. So it's collecting already made assets. A lot of people do it. It's fine. It's just as long as you change it enough to where it's becoming unique is fine. So it wasn't just the color changing. It was just like from the beginning with different outfit, different face, different hair, different color scheme, until it matches how I like it, and that's the result. But then I'm able to have different outfits and different hairstyles, and it would still be me. For example, here's one that's like completely different. I have a stewardess.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and the hair is completely
time
different.
to get flyer miles. I'm going for a ride.
We are not united.
We're not united. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I ain't getting my peanuts. No, all they get now is pretzels. Okay, I know how that one's gonna wrap.
Pretzels and tonic water, stale tonic water.
Oh, thank you. That one comes back and bites me in the ass. Yep, it did. I could feel that one. Yep.
Oh, so was learning the Unity in order to be able to add those assets, was that something you wanted to do from the beginning, or was it something you gradually got into?
Oh, sorry. I guess I don't know if I answered your question right. But no, yeah. Learn to basically put all the assets together through Blender. I've actually learned it through a Fernanda video.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've learned how to like optimize it and do like good like make sure that it's full body tracking ready. Get the visemes and not the eye tracking, but the eyes to blink and to have it move around properly. And then from there, go to Unity, and then I started doing all this stuff by uploading my first avatar, and it's just a already made avatar, and it's like literally how to upload it. Go to Unity, do all this standard stuff of what you need for your avatar to move, basically, and done. Then from there, I guess I just went straight to how to rig your own avatar
Oh.
and then put it to Unity. And then, basically same standard stuff, except like my first avatar didn't have like really eyes or a mouth. So I didn't have to worry about that, but I had to worry about it on my second avatar. And then cool, it works. And then I just kind of go from there, like, adding the fizz bones, or I want to say add a prop, but I'm still having trouble doing that. Oh, and adding shaders for like specific situations. So like for me, like in the dark, I didn't want my whole character to be pitch black. I wanted like my gems to be glowing. And my jewelry to be glowing, but not too much. And then I wanted my eyes to glow. And I was like either the pupils or the whole eyes. And I'm like, I'm kind of cartoony. I probably would prefer the whole eyes. And yeah, it looked so much better with the whole eyeball glowing in the dark. Because you ever seen the cartoons where like they're stuck in a closet or they're somewhere in the dark and all you see are the eyes.
Yes. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what I was going for.
Oh. What was the hardest thing for you to pick up learning to do all that?
Oh gosh. It was honestly, it's just adding more stuff like animations, like custom animations, adding props. I don't have props. Not yet. I mean, I have one, but it just won't. It doesn't work properly. So I'm like, forget this. I'm fine. I can just work with, the environment, get creative with it. So
yeah. That's a fair point. You know more than I do. I probably know just enough upload avatar, and that's all I know. Still a techno wizard to me.
Really?
Yeah. Really.
So what's funny is what's funny is like literally last night I was talking to like my moderators on my server, and they were asking me some questions about like hey, if you were to create me an avatar like with these assets, what it would look like. I just want to see it. And I'm like, oh man, I haven't touched Blender in like almost a year. So I'm like, let me see what I can do. So I just plopped it up, and apparently I did like almost everything, just enough for them to look at it like in 10 minutes. Like I just put it all together in 10 minutes. And I was just like, I just can't believe I still remember like the key notes and all of that. I just did it so quick.
Oh. Wow. Still a techno wizard to me. You have more magic Unity powers than I do. Very impressive.
One day I'll have powers, well, particles to my hands. Is what I mean.
Oh
boy.
What kinds of things would you like to add in terms of like props and effects and stuff?
Oh my god. Earlier I wanted to add like some cool geometric particles, like that kind of I don't know how to explain it, but they just kind of like fade and twinkle and stuff. I wanted either in my hands or just have it like my trail as I walk past. It's just luxury, but I try to look it up on Booth because someone's like, "Oh, I know what that." They know what I'm talking about, but they don't know who created it. So still on the search. While I'm probably gonna find a particle and be like, "All right, you'll do," since I can't find that exact particle.
Well, hopefully you're able to find something that'll do. If not, there's many people making things in VRChat. I give it someone will make it eventually. Oh.
Yep. Could always network and find somebody who probably knows.
Indeed.
That's usually how it goes.
Oh, at least that's one of the benefits of VRChat. There's so many people making things in this wonderful sandbox. And everyone's so friendly. I take it you've had a different experience than I have.
Take. Well, I mean, as in like if you go to public lobbies or if you go to like certain popular public lobbies, yeah, you get a lot of colorful personalities there.
Yes. The public 4- and 5-letter words that everyone likes using in most gaming lobbies. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's the trolls, the spammers, the children, the
Hmm.
children-minded.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure for me, I feel like that kind of aspect of VRChat is just like the surface level. Everyone knows that exists and will always be there. And then once you take one more step down into the whole platform, all the other users, I don't know.
So what I used to do, before I see that VRChat's not making it as popular anymore, I used to go to the VRChat hub
Hmm.
and just, I wouldn't say wait because they already had because before it would be, it would have like at least like 3 or 4 people just sitting there because it would be like new members coming in and be like, I don't know where to go, but it tells me to go to VRChat hub and here I am
Hmm.
and don't know. So while I'm there and come across those new members, I'd be like, hey, like, it's your first time? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, do you want to like find an avatar to? And they're like, what's that? And I'm like, you could be whatever you want, or like, what are you looking for? What experience do you want? Do you want to like feed the ducks, or just see what VRChat can do, or like meet other people of like whatever it is that you're looking for? I can guide you there.
Hmm.
Like that was fun
Hmm.
to do. But now I just noticed that the VRChat hub is not as like there's not much traffic to it anymore because in the default home world, they've set it to other worlds or they set it to now. Well, I don't know if it's still the old coffee shop that they like to promote. They
Hmm.
only did it for for their anniversary, but I don't know what it is now because I
Oh.
hardly go to the VRChat default home world anymore.
Oh. They changed their default homeworld?
No, 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 no,
Oh.
the portals. Like the portals where they would guide you.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know where yeah, I don't know where they lead people. They do lead people a lot to the Black Cat.
Hmm.
So I guess that's where you can say where they all came from.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out like what other worlds, but that's the Black Cat
Ooh.
is always the one that comes to mind when it comes to
Oh.
public lobbies.
Oh. Alrighty. I do have a question on that. What was your experience like helping out the new users like that? Because that's such a very kind thing to do for most new users.
What's the experience or what's the like the process or what's the
What was your experience like doing that for the new users?
Oh, I mean like it's basically creating new friends. Sometimes. They don't have to, but it was
Hmm.
just like, hey, I'll just, guide you to these places. It's fun. Sometimes you could kind of like relive that newness to them because
Hmm.
you're just kind of like living their experience a little bit. Because they'd be like, what does this do? And they're like, oh, you threw something at me. But like, obviously it's not real, but it's like, oh my gosh, like I did not expect that because I never worn a headset before till literally just today.
Oh.
And it's like, oh yeah, I remember. And I'd be like, yeah, I remember that, like, within my first time that people would be like throwing stuff at me or like, put their hands like really close to my face to be like, oh, look, I'm about to hit you. Or, oh, that sounds so bad.
Oh.
Normal stuff like that.
Oh. It must. I can't say that I've talked to some new users, but I haven't like done the whole guide thing. So I'll just. It must be really interesting or a really not heartwarming, a worthwhile thing to do, as you said, to relive the first days in VRChat through helping others have a better first time in VRChat. At least better than like Black Cat funny lobby.
I mean, it's the least thing I could do. I mean, it's something that I would like for somebody. I mean, I had people that did that for me when I started. So it's more or less nicely. It's a nice way to guide them of like, hey, don't go straight to where everybody goes. Like, let me show you what VRChat is. Not that. Like, if you think it's just like I keep saying it throughout the video, where it's like, oh, it's just infested with lots of kids, a lot of people with no manners. Like, it's far from the latter. Like there's adventure, there's experiences, there's games, there's events. There's other people that's like-minded like you or that are, willing to share like their knowledge. Like if they're like, you want to level up on your experience, like creating your avatar or create your own world, you want to see what it looks like. or what I always think like creating a world is like what it feels like to be a god. Because it's like, yeah, you're in the world that I created. You're in my domain.
I could see how that would come off like that. I think I do very much agree. It does feel really good to be able to make your own stuff. So I do very much can agree. Although I've never built the world, but I can understand the sentiment. Oh,
I haven't yet either. I my first world that I actually tried to create, I went above and beyond, and then it just doesn't work. So I started off by following Spooky Ghost Boo's tutorial videos, and one of them was like, literally just create a flat platform with a collider and upload it. They're like, that's all you got to do. And I'm just like, I could do better than that. So I just like adjusted the floor to add some textures, and I'm like, I could create a cave. I could probably create a game out of it. So I would create a cave, and then I couldn't rip the terrain. So I'm like, okay, how do I create like not a portal, but like a teleport? So I'm like, how do I say it to go from point A to point B? And then yeah, I kind of like learned a bit more than just uploading the world. So I was like, I want to do crystals. So I added a bunch of these crystals that I found the assets on the Unity asset store. And I'm like, okay, click on this crystal and you're going to go in this cave. And you go in this cave, and then there's this maze. And one of them is where the mirror dwellers are, and they can stay there. And then everywhere else, you can go and travel, and then you're going to find some keys, or you're going to find like whatever things. And then when you win, you get to the top, even though you could just not get in the cave and get to the top. And then there's the monument there, and I was like, yeah, I got it. Oh, I gotta add trees. So I added the trees. I'm like, it needs rocks, so I added rocks, more crystals. And then I'm like, perfect, upload. Not all the assets like, you know, can translate well into VRChat. And I'm like, well, I don't know what happened, so and I guess I won't upload a world.
Oh, well, at least you've gone farther than most people who say they want to upload a world did in terms of that. Most people kind of look at the whole thing and go, I can't do this. I wonder who. I'm just going to go off and enjoy them instead. So I do give you kudos for putting an effort.
I suppose. I mean, I think someone who's able to just upload a world, even if it's just a flat terrain, has gone farther than that. It's like all I did was draw instead of like export it.
Oh.
And upload it.
Still though, the fact that you did is still farther than most people see the effort and go, no. So there's that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a chill world to game world, and then it just flopped.
Well, I do give you very much thanks for joining us here, Jewelreebox, and thank you very much for your time. Where can people find you if they wish to find you?
Oh, I'm used to my intro. You can follow me on YouTube, Instagram. Hold on, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch. Those are the main three. Jewelreebox, same way spelled, with 2 E's. And yeah, thank you guys for the interview.
No problem. Thank you for the time. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to meet you over this last hour. So thank you for your time. Oh, and Raptor, you know the thing.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, no matter what, folks, people like this with this much energy, no matter what you think or how they are, they're what makes VR. And I tried to rhyme, but I probably fucked that up too. So you guys have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Bye.